Yeah, how's it going? Today is 11th of January, Saturday, and we're gonna be taking a look at a market, some of the press releases. We're gonna begin by taking a look at UK's government's press releases when it comes to partnerships, economic development. That would be UK with potentially China. I haven't read it. There might be some agreements that were signed. From there, we would be touching on perhaps some of the developments or perhaps a little bit of fun. And I haven't read the other article, right? But we will try to have a little bit of fun just before moving into and or taking a look at some of the developments. We're going to be taking a look at airplanes or most likely fighter jets. Most likely, right? We're going to be taking a look at India, China. We're going to be reflecting on other governments. It might be some of the governments in Asia, as well as we're going to be taking a look at which South Korea's that would be the company who developed that airplane, and we're going to be touching on Russia and all four different governments and what kind of planes they are manufacturing as of now. Starting with the first article, that would be Chancellor marks 600 million of pounds of secure growth for UK's economy and region. uh, Massive amount of money, right? There's a lot of things that a lot of business can do with this amount of money, as well as everyone will need to start somewhere. It could come in different forms, perhaps when it comes to selling a lot of products and services, right, to China, right? There might be food products, all these kind of things, right? But anyway, closely financial services link. Oh, okay, just financial services as of now, perhaps links with China to support secure and orderly resilience growth for UK's government's number one mission. That will be lifting of the market access barriers across areas such as agri-food. Since we were taking a look at perhaps some of the developments around New Year when it comes to Japan, so I thought it might be very similar ones when it comes to partnerships with China, helping British business compete on level playing fields and all growth exports. Pragmatic cooperation results in agreement worth 600 million to UK's economy over the next 5 years and was set course to deliver up to £1 billion. Great, right? UK continue to challenge China on areas of disagreement. Okay, there's some friction there, which is never good, but anyway, with the councillors raising concerns over China's support of, okay, so we're getting political. Okay, so I don't know the developments, right? Working people and all business across UK will feel the benefits of agreement for 600 million to the British economy as agreement with that in the 2025 UK-China economic and financial dialogue. I'm not affected. I don't think I'm affected. Perhaps not indirectly, but there might be a lot of things happening, right? Can let's progress with our names as hosted by the Prime Minister. Okay. Today is support of stable and more balanced UK-China relationships. Both sides agreed to deeper cooperation across areas such as financial services, trade, investment, and more climate to support secure growth, while being frank and open on areas of disagreement. Overall, the government's re-engagement with China sets on the course to develop up to £1 billion of value for UK's economy. We haven't touched on food. Perhaps there might be additional services, products, and services that could potentially be sold to China, right? If it's something people looking for, and trade, right, and cooperation, right? Let's progress and let's go to the next article. Let's take a look at the next article, perhaps a little bit more fun. Uh, I don't know all the details. I thought someone is doing a lot of work when it comes to marketing, so I thought let's encourage more people and more businesses. Since now, after New Year, most likely there's going to be 4 months, where within those 4 months, not necessarily there would be a lot of opportunities or a lot of developments happening in the next 4 months. So perhaps a lot of business leaders need to get a little bit more creative. So that's the idea coming into it. So I don't know the developments, right? That would be a businesswoman has pitched her idea of the hotel for chickens on. Okay. There's a name there. That's where the names has a running hen weekend chicken boarding from home. Okay, since the late 2023. Sure, sure. Okay. The TV program is which contestants pitch their business ideas to judges, return to series. Oh, okay, so I'm not entirely sure what actually we're promoting, right? I thought it might be interesting. Do we need to give names to all the chickens? What's the situation going on, right? There might be names, a lot of names or locations, right? As of now, let's try perhaps just to understand the idea behind a chicken hotel, right? I don't know. There might be some people who are having a little bit too much fun. I don't know if it's valuable. There's a way progress with this business model, and I don't know if people having chickens as a pet, and or would that be just some of the agriculture projects that we might be looking to sell to China? But anyway, to approach all these millionaires was really daunting, but Joe is just like me had said. The chicken hotel grew from the hen house in her back garden to care of abandoned birds, but okay, this name soon was taking care of family pets. Then the owners were aware. She said that we had up to 20 chickens here, time from families who are going on holidays and in the progress of moving homes. One family read about the social on social media and or drove all the way from to meet after the chickens. Sure. I guess it's kind of a feel good story. I don't know what's gonna happen to all the chickens, perhaps, and it's not important. Let's progress. Let's take a look at other developments or what some of the governments are doing. Let's take a look at some of the developments, right? That would be stealth unmanned area vehicles, most likely. And first one that would be developed by Indian Air Forces. Most likely, we're gonna be taking a look at most of the area vehicles. Most likely, those gonna be fighter jets and different governments, and some might be at the prototype stage, and some of those might be already released large batch projects, right? First one that really Katak, initially designed as Indian unmanned area vehicles, is autonomous jet-powered stealth unmanned combat area vehicle being developed by Aeronautical Development Establishment. Uh, there was some information online. I don't know how many companies as of now are who are working on very complex technologies. There might be just one. Perhaps other governments might have similar developments where the government's looking to encourage more small to medium-sized enterprises to engage with governments and perhaps take on developing similar prototypes. So not necessarily just one company would be able to offer these services, but anyway. Also, Defense Research and Law Development Organization for India's Air Forces to design work on the UCAV is to be created an aeronautical development agency. Autonomous Unmanned Research Aircraft was a tentative name of the UCAV. Okay, so we take a look at name, perhaps. As of now, names and all people developing some of these projects not necessarily that important. Let's touch on perhaps briefly on some of the capabilities of what kind of vehicle we are taking a look at. In 2011, in an interview given to Economic Times, Chief Controller of Research and Development Aeronautics, okay, let's progress to that means UCAV will have onboard mission computer, data links, fire control radars, identification of the friend or foe, kind of, so that would be communications and all different sensors and all collision avoidance systems. The most of the vehicles would need to have a system, something that will be defined, detect and avoid system, right? They will be highly intelligent drones, sure. He also added that UCAV will be capable of flying at altitudes of 3,000 feet or close to 10,000 meters. Okay. or up to 10,000, so or perhaps anyway, and weighing less than 15 tons. Some of the articles were discussing that it's rough about 13 tons, but now they saying it's 15 tons. Well, perhaps depending on what would be a mission, right? We'll have rail launch for the missile, bombs, and all PGMs, precision guided munition they will carry, right? Let's progress. Let's take a look at some of the other projects. Very recently, right? Some of the articles that was published yesterday, there was air show. During this air show, there was presentation of new gen fighters, stealth fighters. It's just what kind of generation we're actually taking a look at. Most of the next generation, that would be the third generation. But someone or some engineers believe that they developed sixth generation. Okay, sure. Well, the China secret next generation. Sure, might as well be. Why as well be seventh generation or something, right? So planes have three engines. So this could be an answer. I have read it perhaps briefly, since there isn't any information, right? So no information available. So what we are gonna be reading in just a second, speculation, right? So briefly, we're gonna touch on it and we're gonna progress, right? Every other stealth fighter in the world has a single engine or two at the most. So why does the China next sixth generation man stealth fighter have three? It's a mystery for now. Okay, just leave it there. It's a mystery. So we're gonna be speculating. But let's progress. Let's take a look at other projects, right? Let's take a look at other fighter jets. So now we won't be taking a look at prototype, right? We're gonna be taking a look at already existing model. So that will be the first FA-50 warplane arrives in Poland. 47 or more to come, right? Potentially, we're taking a look at a contract that company in South Korea is developing some of the fighter planes and has been developed for some time, and other government in Europe is most likely ordering some, right? Briefly, right, we won't be taking a look at this article for very long, but if anything, we briefly gonna touch on it and we're gonna be progressing. The first Korean FA-50 light attack aircraft has arrived in Poland just 10 months after landmark defense deal designed to upgrade the Eastern European country arsenal. Thursday, announcement by Korean aerospace industries. I don't know that much about Korea. Kind of interesting to understand a little bit more about some of the developments and what Korea is doing. But sometimes it can be very hard to understand or to find sources that would be discussing such things, right? Anyway, the country's sole aircraft manufacturer. Okay. Marks a lighting turnaround in the industry where the first delivery typically takes years, not months, to take place. According to KRE, the first FA-50 GF plane arrived in Poland on Sunday and underwent an inspection of the 23rd Air Base of Polish Air Force near. Okay. And I don't want to get political. There's a lot of locations, right? The aircraft are formally designed as a FA-50 GF, with the GF standing for gap filler. Okay. There are some modifications where targeting system can be attached. All kind of attachments can be made to some of those platforms. Anyway, highlighting the jets intend role as a replacement for Poland's aging fleet. The newly designed FA-50GF will undergo additional checks during the exception flights by Polish Air Force, which is scheduled to take place early August. KAI is scheduled to deliver 11 more FA-50s before the end of the year as a part of a contract it signed with Poland's Armored Agency Supply workshop with a total of 48, most likely. Again, we don't know how accurate some of that information can be, as well as we can touch briefly on how much it can cost, right? Poland became the largest customer of the Korean defense systems last year after it signed a contract worth 14 billion of to acquire 180 K2 main battle tanks, 212 K9 self-propelled howitzers, and 48 FA-50 light fighters, right? Compared to some of the bombers that we were taking a look at and developments in India, right? So overall, 14 billion. dollars, right? Let's take a look at next information. Let's take a look at the next article. I haven't read it, but I thought we can touch on four different governments. So we were taking a look at China, we were taking a look at India, we were taking a look at Korean manufacturer light fighters, as well as we can touch on perhaps Russia and some of those developments, right? But Nigeria is interested in Su-75, which is a prototype stage. So again, we're coming back to prototypes, right? Yeah. Russia's fifth generation Su-75 checkmate fighter jet, developed by Sukhoi, has reportedly piqued Nigeria's interest. The jet made its debut in March 2021 aerospace exhibition and has been aggressively marked as globally by Russia. Okay, sure. There's a lot of developments, right? Hopefully, more information will be made available, since something that we can see right now in the picture, it might be completely different once, since we still take a look at prototype, right? Perhaps a final version might look completely different, so I thought it might be worth touching on that. But anyway, there's some more of the bullet points, right? When it comes to engineering, it's something that we are taking a look at as of now, right? Top 5 best Russian fighter jets. Oh, okay. Sukhoi modified, okay, and Su-75. So with some of the modifications and as well as completion can change. If anything, we're taking a look at fifth generation, and fifth generation is still in prototype, right? And previously we were taking a look at China, and potentially they are having sixth generation. But anyway, an advertising campaign featuring pilots from the target countries, including Nigeria, was launched in 2021. Nigeria interest in aircraft was confirmed by okay. There's names as well as some of the developments. We don't know if any of this information is accurate. Perhaps progress without this particular contract. But anyway, let's keep some information and let's come back to you. There might be some information available about this prototype, right? Sukhoi is progressing. A report suggests that Sukhoi company is progressing with the fighter development, according to TASS United Aircraft Corporation, working on the three variants of Su-75 light tactical aircraft: the single-seater, a two-seater, and all unmanned version. I believe I was taking a look at unmanned versions. So since right now we're taking a look at potentially a prototype, just prototype itself, sometimes it can have more models. It can be 20 or so, right? And depending if you need more speed, some of those might have free engines or all kind of things happening, right? Patent documents indicate upgrade to the initial design of the Su-75 checkmate fuselage. The modified fuselage design or similar of the potential design concept for I don't want to say this company's name. Let's progress without those generating fighter as part of the next generation of air dominance. Okay. Projects change for the design include large second international. If anything, let's stop here. So there are other fighter jets. So if there's a one government who are developing one fighter jet, and they might try to counter others government's fighter jet, so they might add more speed while other governments might add more distance. So better radar, for example, right? So they would see fighter jet from a longer distance, so they will try to work out how to counter. So all this information can be nothing other than misleading. It's not intention to mislead anyone other than some of that information can be about 20% accurate only, all information that we are reading, right? Let's close on that, since the way how this article has been structured, it might be a waste of everyone's time. Thanks for watching, see you next one.